Are you struggling with PTSD and searching for practical ways to build resilience? What if the answer isn't in grand gestures or overwhelming changes, but in the simple, consistent habits you practice every day? Now imagine waking up with a sense of purpose, feeling equipped to handle life's challenges, and seeing real progress on your journey to recover, all by making small, intentional shifts in your daily routine. Now today's episode, Daily Habits for Resilience, building a routine that supports PTSD recovery, we're going to focus on the transformative power of the everyday. We're diving deep into how seemingly small adjustments like achievable daily goals, crafting a morning routine that empowers you, and making self-care a non-negotiable priority can really help you build resilience and reclaim control over your life. These habits aren't just about recovery. They're about creating a sustainable foundation for thriving. So whether you're walking this path for yourself or standing beside someone who is, this episode is packed with actionable insights to help you take that next step forward. So together, let's uncover the tools that can make every day a little brighter and each challenge a little lighter. Welcome to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders, the podcast supporting those on the front lines as they navigate PTSD and trauma. Each episode brings stories of resilience, expert insights, and tools for recovery, offering hope and a path forward. So put your shield down, reclaim your strength, and remember, you're not alone. So first, let's start with small, manageable goals. Building resilience doesn't require massive changes overnight, although I'm sure we wish we could do it that way. But if you can focus on small, consistent habits like getting adequate sleep, practicing mindfulness for a few moments each day, or even engaging in a light physical activity, over time these small steps lead to meaningful changes in your ability to cope with stress and manage post-traumatic stress disorder. So first you want to start small. Building resilience doesn't require massive changes, right? Focus on these small, consistent, keyword there, consistent habits every day. You also want to build a support network. You don't have to navigate the challenges of PTSD alone. If you can surround yourself with the people who understand and support you, whether it's friends, family, or members of a support group, trusted coworkers, sharing these experiences can really alleviate these feelings of isolation and it'll provide you with valuable coping strategies. And finally, you want to make sure that you're practicing self-compassion, right? I always say treat yourself as you would treat a trusted friend. Be kind. Be patient with yourself as you work through this healing. Acknowledge that recovery is a gradual process with ups and downs. Celebrate those small victories and forgive yourself for those setbacks. Self-compassion fosters resilience and helps maintain a positive outlook on your journey towards well-being. So when you create a morning routine, right? When you get to creating these small habits, you begin to create these small goals. Everything begins with the start. You're going, what? Everything begins with a start. What the heck does that mean? So if you begin each day with a grounding practice that promotes mental clarity and emotional stability, this can include a few minutes of deep breathing. Maybe you do some gratitude journaling, or maybe you stretch. But by starting your day with intention, you set a resilient mindset that's going to carry you through these challenges today. Prioritize quality sleep for optimal well-being. I know that as shift workers, it's very difficult for us to kind of prioritize our sleep because one day you'll be, working a 12-hour day shift. Next, you're working through the night. So you're like, how do I optimize my sleep? You have to really kind of make sure that you're in a routine. And your routine can happen on days off and when you're working. You want to create this adequate rest in supporting your both mental and physical health. Quality sleep rejuvenates the body and mind. It enhances your focus, it enhances your mood, and it enhances your overall performance throughout the day. So sleep is such a crucial aspect. And when you can begin with your morning being refreshed because you've had a good night's sleep, this is what's going to set the tone for your day. You also want to cultivate mindfulness to enhance presence. Most of the time, when we're stressed or we're frustrated or we're scared, it's always because we're thinking of either something in the past or something in the future. So if you can live fully present in each moment, this is going to reduce that stress and it's going to increase enjoyment of your daily activities. But if you're sitting there and you're journaling or you're meditating or doing whatever, maybe you're doing a hobby that you truly love, but you're actually thinking about a situation in the future, or you're hurt because of something you went through in the past, this is going to, ruin that present activity that you're doing. So you have to really be on purpose with this. And it's a goal you should set and something that you should really achieve for yourself. When you can do daily mindfulness, it's going to improve that emotional regulation and it's going to deepen that connection with others. You also want to embrace that growth mindset. You always want to be growing. You want to view those challenges as opportunities for learning and development. Because if you live life in the present moment and you're constantly working on a growth mindset, it's not only going to foster resilience or encourage perseverance, it's going to also lead to a greater personal and professional fulfillment. And that's what we're going for, my friends. When we're going from surviving to thriving, we're going for that personal and professional fulfillment. You're going after that life that you truly want to live. But you have to prioritize your self-care. And you have to prioritize it so much that it's non-negotiable. Self-care isn't optional in PTSD recovery. It's essential. Now, if you can learn to incorporate daily activities that recharge you, whether it's things like reading, taking a walk, spending time in nature, make time for rest and relaxation. Recognize that these moments are crucial to maintaining your emotional well-being and resilience. I went through years without focusing on my self-care. I was so focused on trying to get out my programs. I was so focused on trying to help others that I forgot about myself. Now, one of the analogies that I always use is when you're on an airplane and during that safety briefing, what's the first thing that they talk about? When that emergency mask falls, put it on yourself first. Because if you put it on somebody else, you're going to pass out and be unconscious. You won't be able to help yourself. You need to take care of yourself first so that you can be a service to others. And especially as first responders, our job is to serve others. But when we don't take the responsibility to prioritize self-care, we don't create the life that we want. And essentially, we're ruining the ability to help others. You have to incorporate daily activities. Again, you want to surround yourself with that support network. Surround yourself with those people that are going to understand, encourage, support your healing journey. I know that there's people that I've surrounded myself with, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I meditate somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes a day. You do what? What are you, a Buddhist? Like, oh my gosh, right? And those aren't the people I want to surround myself with because they're not encouraging me to live the life that I know I need. When you can practice mindfulness, you're going to enhance your recovery. You have to have this as non-negotiable. You have to say, look, I'm doing this because this is how I want to live my life. This is how I'm going to create that life. I'm going to learn to thrive and not just survive with my PTSD. So today's exercise is very simple. I want you to take 5 minutes and perform a resilience check-in. All you're going to do is ask yourself the following questions. What's one thing I did today that supported my mental or physical health? 2, how did I respond to a challenge and what can I learn from it? And 3, what is one positive thought or feeling I can carry with me into tomorrow? Now, this exercise is just going to help you reflect on your progress. It's going to help you focus on the positives, and it's going to help you to develop a greater sense of control and resilience over time. And that's what we're trying to do. We're always trying to grow. We're always trying to become that higher, truer self. So do that today. Do that for yourself. Take those 5 minutes and answer those questions. I hope this discussion has shown you that building resilience doesn't require monumental changes. It's the small, consistent habits that make a significant difference over time. By starting with manageable goals, creating a morning routine that sets a positive tone, and prioritizing self-care as a non-negotiable part of your life, you're taking powerful steps towards healing and managing your PTSD. Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and every daily habit is an investment in your well-being. Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you incorporate these practices into your routine. Healing is not just a destination, but a continual process of growth and self-discovery. Thank you for tuning in to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders. Remember, healing is a journey, and each step forward matters. Now, if today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories, insights, and tools for recovery. Together, we'll build a stronger, more resilient community. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you on the next episode.